Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Ashley Davis, and along with Trent Haston, we're your hosts. We're glad you're spending your Sunday morning with us. Whether you're in the car or on the couch, you're always at home with Roby. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's Andrew, R-O-B-Y.com. Or you can click on the At Home with Roby tab at WBT.com. We're joined now, Trent, in the studio by a friend of Roby, Damione Lewis, former NFL player, former Carolina Panthers. It's the home opener later on today up at Bank of America Stadium. Damione, thanks so much for being here. You grew up in Texas. You joined the NFL. You've moved all around the country from North Texas to Miami. And when it was time to settle down, you picked Charlotte. You came back to where you played a little bit, but this is where you decided to live, like a lot of people in the country. Why was that?
Well, Charlotte, we came here, it was very welcoming to us. My wife really liked the environment, liked the city, liked the change of weathers. You know, she is a girl who went to high school up in Boston. So Charlotte was a place that wasn't too cold and not too hot, you know, not like being down in Miami with the humidity. So it was like a perfect fit for her. And as you know, happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely. And Trent, you've lived here your whole life, so you've seen a lot of people coming in and out of Charlotte over the years.
I have. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you're from Texas. She's from Boston, so it's like y'all met in the middle, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of, you could say that. And she's actually from Venezuela, but grew up in Boston.
I hear you.
Yeah, I got one of them exotic ones, brother.
I understand. Hey, I'm exotic in a different way.
We all have our exotic trends, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you moved here. I know you had a couple houses. You're actually, I mean, we're a home improvement company, a home builder. You're doing some work now on your house, and you're doing a lot of it yourself. You like to get in there and knock some walls down. Yeah,
I kind of visited that stuff when I was a kid. My dad used to have us doing some demo and stuff like that. And, you know, it's just something to do. And with this house, I wanted to be hands-on and be as involved with it as I could. And the best way to get started was starting the demo process.
Damione, do you have kids?
Yes, I do. I have a 9-year-old daughter and a son that will be 8 tomorrow.
So you got them swinging the sledgehammer?
Yes, I have them in there doing a little bit and scooping up and putting in the bucket. You know, just something to keep them involved with what we got going on with the house to make them feel like they're a part of it.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you know, our slogan is making it home. You know, I mean, when you get your fingerprint on your house, it becomes a home, and it's good. I mean, those are the memories growing up. Digging ditches, and I tell everybody I was either digging ditches, helping the brick mason, or demoing concrete floors in bathrooms in Charlotte and blowing gray and black boogers out of my nose all week. You know about that, don't you, Dave?
Yes, I do. And people don't realize the kind of work that takes, man. I mean, when you sit there and watch, you know, different TV shows and stuff, it looks real easy because they kind of give the quick flash to the demo. But when you actually got the sledgehammer and you got the hammer jack and all that stuff in your hand, it gets mighty physical in there.
You know, growing up doing that, you gain a love for it, and I just came back from my mission trip down in El Salvador, second time going, and once again, last time and this time, my job was digging a septic system by hand in about 90. It's the cool season down there because where it's at near the equator, so it's about 92 degrees every day. But using a pickaxe and a shovel, and everybody says, "My gosh!" And I said, "Man, that's fun. I'm back doing what I love doing." And they go, "Yeah, right." And I said, "Man, if I swung a sledgehammer every day, I might be in shape, but I don't know if I could make a good living for our company and our employees like I want to."
I always got to start back with the basics, man. If that's your wheelhouse, using that pickaxe and digging holes for the septic system, I mean, that's a great deal. And another thing it does is, since you're doing it from a place of going down and being able to share your faith and through a mission trip, it actually shows those people that you care and that you're just putting more than just a dollar sign behind what you're doing. You're actually putting sweat equity into them and what your cause is.
No, that's awesome. I mean, you're a charitable man. I know we had our 8th annual Pitching for Wishes yesterday. Very strong success for the Roby family. 8 years in a row we've been playing cornhole, and this year surpassed raising over $1 million. When we started, one of my clients was on the board for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and he actually is the guy that got us to step out of our box and start doing big things for charities. You've been involved with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, right, Damione?
Yes, I ran for Man of the Year this past year here, and back in June ended up winning the men's part of the Man of the Year challenge. We raised just under $70,000, and just one of those deals. You know, I lost my mom to cancer, And, when a couple of friends gave me the opportunity to do this, I thought about it for a couple of days and like, why not? What better way to show, respect and show honor for my mom than to get involved in the fight against cancer.
Man, that is awesome. You'll understand this. This is kind of like tearing out that bathroom you thought was going to be fun and take 2 hours, and it took you 6 days. But doing little charities and doing stuff and then stepping up and holding an event and really having to stretch yourself and ask your friends and your family and people in the community to support you in a big way to $70,000. That's amazing.
And you did that. It's the 10-week campaign, right?
Yes.
That is
So you
amazing.
did all that in 10 weeks, and it's just putting together events, and you had a football camp for kids, and you did quite a few things to make that happen.
Yeah, and I can't take all the credit. I mean, my wife is outstanding. She's done a great job in every city that we've been in football. They had a coat. They did a deal in St. Louis where they helped a charity event by raising coats and getting coats for kids in the winter. And then here in Charlotte, they did a deal for a shelter of abused women. And so she's always had her foot in something that had something to do with fundraising. And, when I took on this challenge and I asked her to be my campaign manager, she got right back in the fold. She jumped in the saddle and she led the charge. And, she helped put on some events where we had one over at Bradshaw's in Ballantyne. And that event alone, we raised just over $33,000 in itself. So, we done a lot of stuff, and, we really got at it, and we really pushed and stretched our friends. We pushed and stretched. And I think the best thing about it all, we didn't ask anybody to do anything that we weren't already doing ourselves.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. The first year we started our cornhole tournament, the idea was cool. I put a business plan down, but I had never asked for money. I never stuck my neck on the line. I'm a service provider. If somebody gives our firm or me or my family money, I'm out there digging a ditch for them or tearing out a bathroom or building a new house or doing something like that. But you got to stretch yourself, and when you do it, the response is fun to see people really get involved because you took a chance.
Yeah, and when you look at most charities, like especially cancer, my approach to it was by show of hands, how many people have been affected by cancer in some shape, form, or fashion. I've had friends who've lost wives. I've had friends who've lost moms, lost dads, lost brothers, sisters. Everybody has been affected by cancer in some shape, form, or fashion. And to be able to get behind that and ask yourself to push yourself a little bit more, to make yourself uncomfortable for a little while to support a cause that's doing great things across the country, is like a small deal to ask. When you look at what LLS is doing, research and being able to help patients, parents, and families to have, a little bit more comfortable stay at these hospitals, and to be able to do stem cell research and do these different things to help people have just a little bit more time, if not a lifelong, amount of time with their kids and with their moms and dads. That's the biggest gift you can ask, is life itself. So just being able to have people to step up and, to stretch their pockets just a little bit, say no to a couple of things so that these families can say yes to their children was just huge.
And I was at that event when you won, and what I found impressive, Trent, is when they announced your name, I bet half the room jumped up. That you filled that room with tables and people that believed in you and knew what you were doing, believed in the cause, and that's how you won. Just like you won on the football field, that's how you won. You gathered a team, you put that thing together.
It's an analogy for every walk of life. What you do is business, what you do with your family. You spoke about your wife several times. I always talk about my wife. She's so smart. I got 3 girls and a boy, and everybody said, "You want a boy?" I said, "No, I want a girl," because I keep having girls because they're so much smarter than guys, and they do. She's my assistant, behind the scenes. But Damione, I think that is awesome. I applaud you for what you're doing in Charlotte, and I'm glad that the Charlotte region is so attractive to bring people like you back home here and call it home and raise your family. And now your children are Charlotteans.
Yes, absolutely. They are. My son actually born in Pineville, North
Carolina. I hear you.
My daughter, she's been here since she's been 3-4 months. So, she's a Charlottean as well.
That's awesome.
And, once you get here, man, it's hard to leave.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful city. It's a lot of transient people here. The only thing we need to step up a little bit is the food game. We got to get a little bit more.
Come on now.
Got to get the restaurants going a little bit better. But
all right, man. Hey, can you hang out through the break?
Yes,
All
I
right.
can.
Damien's going to stay with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll pick Damien's brain a little bit on Panthers football season and what we can expect this afternoon from the Panthers. You're listening to the At Home with Roby show. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. We'll be right back.